Hello there. Welcome to the key to all of this. I am your co-host Tim. With me as ever
I
is
thought you were Obi-Wan.
I know this is not the old 65-year-old Jedi you're looking for. With me as ever is my co-host Dylan.
Grogu. Oh. Whoops.
I forgot you legally changed your name to Grogu in a drunken night
Mm-hmm.
at the DMV. Speaking of
Yeah.
Grogu, we're covering
I was gonna
Grogu.
say it's been getting a little old because originally I changed my name to the child, and then I had to change my name again because Ahsoka told us.
And I hate how all your friends called you Baby Yoda because it's just
Oh,
not true,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
We're talking
It
about
wasn't legally
Grogu.
binding.
It was not. No, it wasn't. There wasn't a priest there. So,
Hmm.
we're talking about everyone's favorite uh, little cute green guy,
Mm-hmm.
and not talking about Gollum. Not talking about Dobby the house elf. We're talking about Grogu here.
Also from Star Wars. Those other two Star Wars
These
characters,
other
yeah.
two canon Star Wars creatures. Yeah, I think so much mystery surrounded Grogu for so long, and
Mm-hmm.
I really liked how it didn't turn out to be like Yoda's like in vitro fertilization sperm baby. It just was a
Mm-hmm.
number one, another of his kind.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, right off the bat, I want to get into this too. I mentioned that I originally legally changed my name to the child, and then I had to change it to Grogu. But what do you think of the name Grogu? What were your thoughts when you first heard it?
It Grogu on me. Sorry. I expected that to get a much lesser laugh than it did, and it got none. So it was okay. It's okay. I liked it. I liked that it wasn't like I felt like they could have done like Yo yeah or
Yeah.
like something similar to Yoda. I'm glad they did something
Hmm.
different that wasn't too outlandish, but also not like a normal American English name.
Yeah. This is Groda.
Yoda.
This is Mike.
Hey, this is Jack
Yep.
Kerouac. Um, yeah, I think they did a great job of like slowly unveiling the identity and the backstory of
Hmm.
this little cute guy. One of the questions I
Yeah.
had was, where do you see Grogu um, in the future of Star Wars franchise? Do you think he's still alive?
I I have a gruesome take on this.
Groguesome
And
take.
I think a lot of people have a gruesome uh, feeling with this. I feel that he didn't make it out of Kylo Ren's spree at the Jedi Temple.
I think you're right. I think he's one of the fallen Jedi,
Hmm.
which is really sad.
Yeah,
But he gets to live for another 30 more years until he's, I don't know, like 6 years old in his. I don't know
hmm,
how the creatures of that sort age, but I know it's slow.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think he makes it. I think he's one of the
yeah.
fallen.
I think it makes the moment where Luke Skywalker picks him up in the final episode of season 2 a bigger thing because he takes Grogu from his protection to train him to be a Jedi and fails. So not only has he failed with Grogu, but he also failed with Ben
Hmm.
to the point where then him going into like exile makes so much more sense because we saw him like with Grogu and it's like he failed. Not
The,
just with one person, but with the child.
the only other potential take I could see on this is that before Kylo Ren turns, he leaves Luke's little Jedi order, like just in
Hmm.
the nick of time, and then we have like an Adventures of Grogu spinoff. Um,
Hmm.
but I don't think it's very likely. I don't think he's going to be
Yeah.
quite old enough yet.
Yeah, I could expect something. This is one of my questions here is, if we have to assume that he was at the Jedi Temple during the Purge in Revenge of the Sith. And I think we will find out how he escaped that.
Hmm.
But did he escape the new Purge with, Ben with help from the same person?
Yes, I mean,
So
it
did
could, yeah,
Yaddle?
yeah,
I think
no.
Yaddle. I'm throwing it out there. I think Yaddle's the one who helped him escape, and that's why we didn't see her in episode 2 or 3.
Hmm.
And she's gonna come back, and it's gonna be great.
I mean, I would love to see Yaddle again. She was on screen for about 10 seconds, and then
Hmm.
and then I rewatched it since then. I can never find her in the Jedi,
They must
or
have cut her
they
out
must
even
have
more.
deleted her from it. But God, that would be amazing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like.
Good night,
Sorry.
you prick.
I'm sorry. I'm so tired. It's just been a long day. I also feel that if they do a flashback, any point we see who rescued them, like it
Hmm.
is a nice little bookend. If
Yeah.
yeah, if that they make the Great Escape again from the Purge 2, um,
Hmm.
where all crime is legal, especially Jedi murder. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, do you think that
Ethan Hawke.
was he in the original Purge?
Yeah.
I'm so sad for him.
I like that. I like cutting you off when you're mid thought into the next thing that you're talking about, just to throw in a little something for the thing
I
you said
know.
2 minutes,
It is like
before.
a near derailment of like a train,
Hmm.
and then somehow I just
Hmm.
turn it back over, and right
Hmm.
itself. But yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Um,
Yeah,
what was
it'd
it?
be good to get the bookend in
Yes.
on his rescue and everything. I think that's something that we really need to know is great. We've got Grogu, and we find him in Star Wars because he's sought after, and we can all basically assume that he's sought after because he's going to be the blood that you know remakes the Emperor. I would
Hmm.
assume,
Yes.
and also goes through all the cloning process of Snoke to try to like make all of that. I feel like that's the story that we're going to get eventually. I don't think we're going to get that in the Mandalorian, but I think somehow we're going to get that story of Grogu, and obviously tie in 6 with 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, I think he's like kind of the key to all of this when it comes to clones, cloning
Hmm.
Palpatine, um, and so that he has powers. Because
Hmm.
I don't know. My guess is that the cloning process, based on the fact that Rey's dad is a clone of Palpatine, but
Yeah.
doesn't have any force powers, is that you can clone people, but the midichlorians in the blood die when the person dies,
Hmm.
so that you need a live force wielding person to um, enable that the next person's also force sensitive.
Hmm. And so let's say that Palpatine isn't what they're using Grogu for. Has there been any other thoughts of what they might be using his blood for?
Um, I, I've always thought it was just for cloning. Like,
Hmm.
we've also seen hints of it. I mean, I think what the Star Wars TV universe does well now is that it um, it ties in certain themes across its different timelines in its shows.
Yeah.
And one of the things we saw with the Bad Batch is that we saw like a cloning facility.
Hmm.
And I think if anything, Camino will be used once again to clone the Emperor. And that
But Camino was completely destroyed in Bad Batch.
I know, but I think they're going to use it again. I think they're going
They're
to.
gonna go underwater and pull it all up.
I think so. I think it
Is
will
the Emperor
play.
gonna use the Force and lift
I
it?
mean, he literally created lightning bolts that destroyed almost the entire Resistance fleet. I think it
Hmm.
could do a little light lifting,
Yeah.
skip legs day, but
Hmm.
just do some reps with his tries.
Yeah.
I've been there before.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah, Grogu or
Says
can't even
Grogu or Gru not.
Grogu not. I feel horrible about myself for that
Great.
joke. But yeah, I think there's really no other. Do you see another option for their master plan regarding
Hmm.
Grogu's blood?
Yeah, I would like to see. I mean, I that's really all that we need from Grogu from now on. I think we're gonna dive into this next episode. But I think that w- we've seen all that we need to see kind of Grogu. I think that he's a good way to move into a young Luke Skywalker series.
Mm-hmm.
A good way to like kind of pass the torch that way. If we know where he came from and kind of where he goes, that's kind of it. It's not like I want to see him grow up. We don't want to see the next 50 years of him, learning the Force and doing adult stuff. And he doesn't even need to talk, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I do love him though.
I think we need to see the end of that, rather than go through the
Hmm.
process like you said. Like,
Yeah.
I think Mandalorian first 2 seasons gave us that insight of him using the Force and like learning the ways of the Force, but I don't think we need to see any more of that. Despite how cool the Force is, I think
Hmm.
it does well with mystery. Like, I think you need to not see everything happen and see behind the curtain. I think it really succeeds in that.
Hmm. Now, do you think we'll see Grogu at all in Mando season 3?
I will say maybe not. I think they're going to go a
I feel
whole
the
new
same.
direction, and I think it's going to
Hmm.
be all about, um, you know, the taking over of Mandalore, and the dark
Hmm.
saber, and yeah, I think that's going to be the major plot line. What about you?
Yeah, I don't expect to see Grogu in Mando 3. Um, and I mean, I guess this is a good segue, unless you have
Uh,
anything else about
no,
Grogu
no,
you need to talk about.
no. I think this is a great segue.
Okay, so join us next week when we talk about kind of our theories and what we hope for and what we expect in The Mandalorian season 3 that will not have Grogu. Um, yeah. One final thing that I do want to say about Grogu
Sure.
is this was all spoiled for me because I ended up going to the prop shop that made the bassinet maybe a year and a half or 2 years before the Mandalorian season 1 came out. So I knew that there was a baby Yoda in the works.
That is crazy that one, you got that opportunity to see that. I feel like they would
Hmm.
keep that so under wraps. And I mean, two, they're so lucky that they you saw it and not someone else, because I know that you would keep that, and you
I kept
did.
my mouth
You
shut.
kept
Yeah.
your mouth shut, like
Yeah.
without a fail. Like, I was really impressed because I know you had mentioned at the time that you had seen some stuff, and like
Hmm.
I thought, oh, you got to see cool props, but like those were huge plot points.
Hmm.
But yeah, so let's dig into Mando season 3 next time.
Yeah.
But for now, I've been
And I
Tim
can talk about
McGovern.
all the other cool stuff that I saw
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm really
because
excited.
it was all Mandalorian related. So sorry, go ahead, Tim.
No, it's fine. I've been the child, and with me as ever has been Grogu, and
Hmm.
may the force be with you.
And also with you, the child.
Oh, thank Grogu.
Don't ever Grogu that again. I hate you.